And also I'd like to introduce today the appointment of Sergeant Royce Williams as the Assistant Police Chief of Services, who is flanked to my left. These two key appointments will complete the upper level of administration for the Michigan City Police Department. The appointment of Chief of Services for Sergeant Royce Williams, who is an 18-year veteran of the Michigan City Police Department. He currently holds the merit rank of sergeant. Sergeant Williams presently serves as a squad supervisor here in our Detective Bureau, where he has served since 2003. Sergeant Williams has served in the Uniform Patrol Division, the Detective Bureau as an investigator and supervisor since 2003. 2005, he was promoted to the rank of corporal and now holds the rank of sergeant. He is the founder of the Top 10 Most Wanted, which is to date captured 230 individuals here in the city of Michigan City. That's a very good accomplishment by him, and is probably one of our biggest public information campaigns that we have here in the community. He also was deputized by the United States Marshals Service as a task force agent to the United States Marshals Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force for 4 years. He's the technological advisor for our Detective Bureau and is also currently a SWAT team member. Sergeant Williams also was appointed to the Indiana Intelligence Fusion Center for the District 1, where he serves as a liaison to represent the Michigan City Police Department. This entails intelligence gathering, investigative resource analysis, and the dissemination of information not only locally but throughout the state of Indiana. Sergeant Williams has been awarded 1 Exceptional Service Star and has received 3 letters of commendation during his service here with the Michigan City Police Department. The appointment for Chief of Operations, Lieutenant Tim Richardson. He is a 15-year veteran with Michigan City Police Department. He is currently serving in the capacity of Assistant Commander to the day shift. He holds the current merit rank of that of lieutenant. Lieutenant Richardson has served in the Uniform Patrol Division as a detective assigned to the Investigative Division, and has also previously served as the commander of the department's Narcotics Task Force. He was previously deputized by the Drug Enforcement Administration as a federal task force agent with the Maryville Resident Office of the DEA, where he had served several years with them while investigating federal narcotics trafficking within the area and also throughout other states in the United States. And he is previously a SWAT team member and the assistant commander for the SWAT team with years of tactical experience. Most recently, in April of this year, the Michigan City Police Department was awarded a partnership award from the United States Attorney's Office for the work that Lieutenant Richardson had put forth during a large-scale narcotics investigation. That was a federal investigation that had ties to that of Mexico and was a direct link between Michigan City and Mexico. Lieutenant Richardson, Sergeant Dave LaGrosse, and the other members of the Narcotics Task Force, their operation in Operation Caesar Salad, which was a large-scale marijuana distribution operation, resulted in the federal prosecution of individuals responsible for the trafficking of marijuana. He has also been awarded 2 Exceptional Service Awards and has received 10 letters of commendation during his employment here at the Michigan City Police Department. I personally look forward to the opportunity to work with both of the newly appointed assistant chiefs. We will be taking over upon the retirement of Chief Ben Neitzel on July 30th of this year. They each bring a wealth of information and knowledge and a great deal of police experience to their new positions. Together we will continue to build upon the success we have experienced over the years, and we will be well positioned to meet the daily challenges of providing the highest level of public safety that we can achieve for the community that we proudly serve. And with that, I'd like to now introduce Sergeant Royce Williams, our new Assistant Chief of Services, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. One promise I'm going to make right up front here is that I'll be brief, and I'll leave the long-winded speech to my counterpart here. I would like to thank fellow employees, family, and friends, the media for attending this conference, and also the chief, the current administration, and the mayor for attending. I'd like to begin by thanking the outgoing administration for their commitment to this department and many achievements that they have accomplished thus far that I've seen over the several years. And I would also like to thank Assistant Chief Mark Swistic for having the confidence and the ability, in my abilities to fill the office of Chief of Services. I most definitely have large shoes to fill and look forward to working with Assistant Chief John Kitzel, as he's done a great job and will continue to do so in this transition. I am honored, grateful, and eager to challenge myself with this new assignment and remain committed to moving this department forward. I want to give a special thanks to my wife and kids because they put up with the twists, turns, ups, and downs over my last few previous assignments. And like this one, it's going to be a new roller coaster ride, but you know, after we get dizzy for a while, things will smooth out. At least that's what I'm told. And before I leave, please, someone on the outside, if Michelle's not around the corner, tell her that I am a nice guy and not to worry. Okay. Thank you very much.
This time I'd like to introduce the new Chief of Operations, Lieutenant Tim Richardson.
Thank you, everyone. As coming in Assistant Chief of Operations, Chief of Services, Sergeant Williams said, thank you for coming today, the fellow officers, my friends, family, members of the press, Chief of Police Ben Neitzel, and Mayor Oberle. I feel very fortunate today to be able to speak in front of you, accepting the position of Assistant Chief of Operations. This is exciting for me, especially because I have had the distinct opportunity to work side by side with nearly all the officers that will be directly affected by my appointment. As for the last 3 years, I have had the pleasure of working first, second, and third shifts as a patrol supervisor and or commander here at the Michigan City Police Department. However, I wouldn't be standing here today had it not been for the experience that I have gained from the senior officers and the retired officers that I had the pleasure to work with for the first 15 years that I've been employed with. I've also had the opportunity to learn from the younger officers, the officers that I have worked side by side with that have 5 years or less on the department. I have witnessed the challenges that they face as newer officers in 2010 policing. This, however, I feel puts me in an advantage because I have been on the streets with all of these officers for the last 3 years, and I share with them an understanding of the crime trends that currently plague our community. I would especially like to thank my family, especially my wife and stepdaughter. We've had to sacrifice much of our time together for the good community over the past several years. They are my support team when I come home with all the baggage that this profession tends to carry with it. My mother and father, who have remained supportive of my decisions in life, and the hard work ethic that my father instilled in me from the time that I was a young boy. I would like to thank Chief Mark Swistek for recognizing my dedication to this profession, and to retiring Chief of Police Ben Neitzel, who has shared with me his law enforcement experiences, and most importantly, his wisdom as I prepare for the next chapter in my law enforcement career. This administrative team is committed to ensuring a safe community for all. Therefore, if you are a burglar, a drug dealer, commit crimes against children, or illegally carry a gun within our community, you may want to look for a new zip code. Because as this department continues to carry out its mission, you'll become one of our primary objectives. As I stated for many years while working in drug enforcement, our children and grandchildren deserve to grow up in an environment free of the ills that accompany these type of crimes. In closing, I look forward to the challenges that I will face in the future. I will support the officers of this department and the citizens of this fine city in our road ahead to ensuring that we live in a safe and vibrant Michigan City. And thank you for your time this afternoon.
Before I open up to the media for any questions, truly, I said this a week ago when I was honored to take over as the appointment here for Chief Neitzel when he retires, is that truly this department is composed of the most dedicated men and women that any law enforcement agency could ask for. And it's very important for each and every member of this department, as we start to move forward from this day, that all of us work together to continue, as the lieutenant said, this community, we're going to work towards a safer community. You've got 3 very seasoned investigators before you today. We've all have experience in narcotics enforcement, Detective Bureau experience, tactical experience in SWAT. We've worked with practically every division within the department and every member of this department. and we look forward to leading this department into the future. So again, I thank the members of the Michigan City Police Department, the men and women who are here today to show their support of us, and we look forward to working with you in the months to come. With that, I will open it up to Ron and Alicia if you have any questions.
Just one for each. Start with Sergeant Williams. Tell us about how the Most Wanted came about.
When I came to the detective division in 2003, it actually always weighed heavy on me that there wasn't a program like that, because obviously around the country there's always been most wanted projects going on, to include a lot of federal agencies, and I figured we could have a successful program here in Michigan City as long as someone's dedicated to stay with it, do it professionally, and make sure there's not a lot of hurdles knocked down in the process, and I think we accomplished that.
Keeping an eye to make sure it stays on track.
Absolutely. Oh, it's here for a long time.
Lieutenant Richardson. There hasn't always been cooperation between various law enforcement agencies, at least not at the level there seems to be today. And how important is that in accomplishing what the department wants to accomplish and what these various agencies want to accomplish?
Well, as you know, and the community knows, and even the bad guys know, approximately 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, or even longer than that, maybe 10 years ago, when Chief Simmons was the chief, we started working on a partnership with federal authorities. A few of them are seated here in the room today, because we realized the benefits for the community. You have stiffer sentences, different sentencing guidelines, and to truly the people that need to be in prison go to prison longer because of our marriage that we've made with the federal justice system, to the U.S. Attorney's Office in South Bend, the DEA, the ATF, the U.S. Marshals. You see them all the time in our press releases. They are truly our partners, and I know that Chief Swistek will want to continue their marriages and make them even stronger, because we succeed better with a bigger team, and with them we reach further, not only in our own community, but anytime around the United States. If there's somebody we're looking for, they're going to find them for us, and they're going to bring the justice here in our local community.
If I can add one thing, Ron, I'd like to add just on that very question. Today in this room present, we have law enforcement officers from the Indiana State Police, the United States Marshals Service, and the United States Drug Enforcement Administration that are here today in our building, and they work with us on a weekly basis, and that is very important to this law enforcement agency. And we will work exceptionally hard to continue that coordination and cooperation with them, probably even asking for more of their assistance in the future here. So, and like I said, all three of us have a vast amount of experience in working in the federal law enforcement arena, so we look forward to continuing those relationships. Anyone else? Any family members? Want to make a run out while they're up here? Again, I truly appreciate everybody taking the time out of their busy schedules to be here today. And again, we are truly excited, and we look forward to the months to come during our transition with the current administration with Chief Neitzel and Assistant Chief Kinsel. So we're looking forward to the opportunities ahead of us. Thank you again.